I don't speak for our front office.
I thought that the Lakers might consider clearing the cap space and making a run for Kyrie, but all of
Whatever lineup or whatever group that we have is to make sure we prepare ourselves the best way we can to go out.
most likely pace for Kyrie Irving would be back in Dallas. Not saying it's locked down, not saying it's done.
We cover a lot of strange topics on this channel, for sure. And I think this one takes the cake. The craziest part is this information's coming to us via Shams Charania. So this is one of the most credible sources we have, and it's gonna take the LeBron James situation and flip it on top of its head. I'm here to analyze each and every aspect of it. I'm here to correlate it to what LeBron James was saying about the Lakers when the season ended, and how him and Rob Pelinka might not be agreeing on the future of the team, and whether or not this information's truly plausible or not. Before we get to the content, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications to help the channel grow. Now that we got all that out of the way, cue the intro. So we have a $1,000 giveaway from Prize Picks. They're giving 5 of us a chance to win $1,000. All you have to do is click the link in the description down below to sign up for a chance to be selected to make a 5-pick flex to win $1,000. Use my promo code microphone to get up to a $100 deposit match on Prize Picks. Now let's get to the video. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? For those of you guys that haven't been up to date with what's going on with LeBron James and the Lakers, right when the Los Angeles Lakers season concluded, LeBron James decided to keep his name in the media for that much longer by teasing his retirement.
I got a lot to think about, to be honest. And just for me personally, going forward with the game of basketball, got a lot to think about.
This straight up contradicts everything that LeBron James has ever said, ever, in regards to his career, about playing with Bronny at a specific point once he enters the NBA, about fulfilling his contract obligations to the Los Angeles Lakers. And to be honest, a lot of Laker fans saw this as a power move to try to push Rob Pelinka to once again build a competitive team around him. But the problem is LeBron James's definition of competitive and Rob Pelinka's definition of competitive are two completely different things. 2 years ago, the Los Angeles Lakers shocked everybody when they decided to trade all of their depth. It was a bad idea. I don't care what the hell you say. Trading Kyle Kuzma, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Montrezl Harrell, and a first-round pick to the Washington Wizards for Russell Westbrook. Apparently, and this is just a rumor obviously, and bear in mind there may have been some PR involved to try to sway the opinion of whose fault this actually was. Apparently Rob Pelinka never wanted to do this, and if you actually pay attention to the interviews that Rob Pelinka has given and the way Rob Pelinka has built Laker teams around LeBron James in the past, I actually believe this. Apparently Rob Pelinka thought this was a horrible idea. He wanted to bring in Buddy Hield and DeMar DeRozan to team up with Anthony Davis and LeBron James and keep their pieces together, opt for depth as opposed to 3-star players. Ultimately what happened, the Lakers ran it with Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James, and it was truly one of the most tumultuous seasons we've ever seen to date. I mean, you had Laker fans constantly heckling Russell Westbrook.
I said I'm a biggest fan. Westbrook.
And ultimately, Rob Pelinka pulled a Houdini and somehow was able to move on from Russell Westbrook during the trade deadline and brought in Jared Vanderbilt, D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, Mo Bamba, Rui Hachimura, and completely altered the roster in a span of 3 weeks. Result, a team that started the season 2-12 ended up making it to the Western Conference Finals. But unfortunately, the Lakers season, that was very exciting to watch by the way, up until the Western Conference Finals, ended with absolutely no momentum at all whatsoever. I mean, when you get swept, it clearly results in a lot of players starting to doubt themselves. And when you have your star player who is 38 years old playing 48 minutes throughout an entire game, you may question whether or not he wants to continue playing basketball. We saw it happen with Tom Brady when he faced off against the LA Rams 2 years ago in the playoffs and ended up losing to them despite almost coming back. After that game, Tom Brady said he was uncertain about his future. And a few weeks later, he retired, and a few weeks later, he unretired. And I think LeBron James was dealing with the same thing. Now, why am I telling you this? Well, the exit interviews for the Los Angeles Lakers were very interesting. A lot of people thought LeBron James's retirement was a power move to try to get the Lakers to bring in Kyrie Irving, a man that he's been very vocal about supporting. I mean, you remember when LeBron James said this during the trade deadline after Kyrie Irving got traded?
Well, definitely disappointed. I can't sit here and say I'm not disappointed on not being able to land such a talent, someone that I had great chemistry with and know I got great chemistry with on the floor that can help you win.
So clearly LeBron James is looking at Kyrie Irving and thinking, hey, if I get this guy, the load is going to be taken off of my shoulders and Kyrie Irving could take care of some fourth quarter scoring for me whenever we need him to. It's a very reasonable request, and it's something that the Lakers wanted D'Angelo Russell to do, but he wasn't able to during their series against the Denver Nuggets. Now, once again, Rob Pelinka disagrees with him because during exit interviews, Rob Pelinka said this.
But that's a high priority for us. We feel like we've got a group of special players in the locker room. They enjoy playing with each other. Darvin enjoys coaching them. We know there's more growth and improvement in that group, especially if we get a training camp together. So I would say it's a high priority to keep our core players together.
On one hand, you have LeBron James hinting that he wants Kyrie Irving. LeBron has been very quick to discard teammates in the past if it hasn't worked out. I don't necessarily blame him because he went through a lot of trauma throughout his first stint with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, we're talking about one of the most dominant players in NBA history who had the capability of carrying his Cleveland Cavaliers team to the 2007 NBA Finals and getting absolutely no help in that 2007 NBA Finals and getting swept by the Spurs. The best help that he was able to get in his first stint with the Cleveland Cavaliers was Antoine Jameson and Shaquille O'Neal. And no, not that Shaquille O'Neal, this Shaquille O'Neal. So I understand why LeBron James gets very nervous and has trouble trusting his front office. But if you look at the way the Lakers have tried to construct teams around LeBron James in the past, it's made a lot of sense. It's always been about trying to get role players that could either shoot, play defense, or could provide bursts of scoring. It was always about trying to get two-way players. And the philosophy of building a big three, in my opinion, especially given the new CBA, is very outdated, and even before the new CBA, it wasn't working. Just look at the James Harden, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving Brooklyn Nets, which of course they were injured, but again, the last big three that has ever been successful in NBA history, I guess, is the Miami Heat of 2013, who were 100% constructed in free agency. I don't really count the Warriors because, well, they were drafted and they were built on homegrown talent. Now, why am I bringing all of this up? Well, we've had a lot of reports coming out about Kyrie Irving potentially joining the Los Angeles Lakers. The first one being the fact that the best way the Lakers could acquire Kyrie Irving would be in a sign-and trade that would send D'Angelo Russell to the Dallas Mavericks and maybe including some additional assets. That way the Lakers could also keep Austin Reeves. But the thing is, the Dallas Mavericks have already stated that they have no interest in a D'Angelo Russell for Kyrie Irving sign-and trade. And also, side note, Kyrie Irving is getting very annoyed by the fact that we are deciding to talk about him so much. I mean, please stop talking about Kyrie Irving.
Stop mentioning me on Twitters. All y'all fan bases, stop mentioning me right now, please. It is still the Western Conference and Eastern Conference Finals. Denver's going to the finals. We're still waiting for Boston and Miami. Can y'all please leave me out of this? Please, can I just be with my family in peace? Y'all got people at my dinner table discussing what my free agency plans are. Stop that. Y'all think it's funny? Please stop that.
So people decided to stop talking about Kyrie Irving. I mean, there's so many different things to talk about right now, like the Ja Morant situation, where the NBA actually made a decision on him, which we covered in our last video, or the NBA Finals, or Victor Wembanyama. But of course, it's been a full week since we've talked about Kyrie Irving. That probably doesn't sit well with Kyrie Irving. So we got some news from Shams Charania himself, and I might admit it's some very, very strange news at that. Now, this is where things take a very strange twist. How about if Kyrie Irving and LeBron James teamed up with each other, right? But not on the Lakers. How about if they teamed up together on the Dallas Mavericks? Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck? I know, that was my reaction too. And this isn't something that I'm pulling out of like the deep depths of NBA rumorville. No, this is something that's coming to us from Shams Charania. So according to Shams sources, Kyrie Irving has reached out to Lakers star LeBron James in attempts to see if LeBron James would come to Dallas. Irving is a free agent this offseason. There's like an OG YouTube clip from when the Mavericks tried to recruit LeBron James over to their team in like 2010. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but it's kind of reminding me of this.
Come on, LeBron, put your Maverick jersey on, then it's time to get it on. You come to Dallas. Come on, LeBron, put your Maverick jersey on, then it's time to get it on. You gotta come to Dallas.
So let's talk about this. I mean, first things first, I'm starting to think that these NBA players just really don't know how the salary cap works, just based upon LeBron James's team construction of the Lakers during the Russell Westbrook era, and the fact that Kyrie Irving has attempted to reach out to LeBron James to see if LeBron will come to Dallas. I feel like NBA players are starting to be completely out of touch with reality with how contracts work, because LeBron James is still under contract for one more season. He has a no trade clause as well, which means it could be a situation where the Lakers try to trade LeBron James to the Dallas Mavericks, and if LeBron feels like too many good pieces or assets are being given up from the Dallas Mavericks, then he'll probably say no. He could reject any trade because he has a no trade clause in his contract. But even furthermore, there's so many problems with this, by the way. I'm just getting started. The fact of the matter is the money just simply doesn't work. I mean, forget about the fact that a trade would be almost impossible to figure out. Forget about the fact that the Lakers would never buy out LeBron James in a million years, which is what Kyrie Irving apparently would want in this situation. But Chris B. Haynes breaks it down in his article. A new twist has emerged in the LeBron James-Kyrie Irving reunion plot, as league sources have told Bleacher Report that Irving wants the Dallas Mavericks to explore trading for LeBron James this offseason to create a big three alongside himself and Luka Doncic. Bro, I've seen so many overpowered big threes that feature Kyrie Irving in it. I mean, there's Kevin Love, LeBron James, and Kyrie Irving. There's Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant. And now he's trying to do Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and himself. I think it's so funny that Kyrie Irving went from, hey, I might return to the Dallas Mavericks. We have a handshake deal in place, which people are disputing whether or not the handshake deal is actually in place, which, by the way, whether Kyrie Irving looked the Dallas Mavericks and Mark Cuban in the eye and shook their hand and said, hey, I'm gonna come back or not, is irrelevant. It's not like this human being has a history of being truthful with the teams that he's played for. As a matter of fact, you have a better chance of retaining Kyrie Irving if he didn't say he wants to return to your team at this point. Respectfully, I'm just going based off of history. And you can sit here and say, oh, don't listen to Mike, he's a Kyrie Irving hater. No, I'm just going based off of the facts, man. This guy has played for the Cavs and said this.
My name is Nick. Are you going to leave us like LeBron left us?
It's a great question.
Yes.
Then he played for the Celtics and quite literally lied to TD Garden.
You guys will have me back. I plan on re-signing here next year.
Man, I'm dead.
And then when he was asked about staying on the Brooklyn Nets, he said he can't leave his buddy Kevin Durant.
You're horrible. You're an irredeemable monster. What took you so long, idiot?
But that aside, this gets really interesting. Apparently, the Mavericks were preparing to make an offer for LeBron James last season when the Lakers were spiraling, sources say, despite James being ineligible for a trade last season due to the date of his extension. But the Lakers made a string of trades near the deadline that changed the trajectory of their season. I don't like rumors like this. I don't like rumors that completely ignore how the collective bargaining agreement works and how the salary cap works. I really don't. A part of me is like looking at Shams thinking, bro, you're so much better than this, respectfully. Or maybe it's not even Shams. Maybe Kyrie actually reached out to LeBron James and just doesn't understand how the salary cap works. And Chris B. Haynes actually breaks down why this makes no sense. Any chance of forming a LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic big three under the NBA's strict new collective bargaining agreement will be difficult. The new CBA resembles a hard cap, making it very difficult to have three max players on a roster. We talked about this in the past, man. The Celtics might have trouble retaining Jaylen Brown Brown and Jason Tatum on Supermax contracts. And once you pay them those Supermax contracts, you're gonna have some scrubs playing alongside with them. It's not like how it used to be in the past. I just think it's funny because I'm imagining after 1 week of playing together, Kyrie Irving will go on IG Live and do something like this with LeBron James.
In my past life, like I said, I was you. I was you. What you are now, that's what I'm up here. Same mentality. I'm getting to a spot. I'm raising up. I'm getting to a bucket. My footwork is impeccable. I have length. I'm able to shoot over top, hold the follow through, and I don't see people. Do you not feel the same way?
Now, Crispy Haynes also continues to say that in order for Irving and James to partner with Doncic, the two would have to take a sizable pay cut. The easiest and unlikeliest path to adding LeBron James this offseason would be for him to orchestrate a buyout. LeBron James has 1 year of $46.9 million remaining on his contract and also holds a $50.6 million player option for the 2024 to 2025 season. The four-time MVP is expected to return for his 21st season. Luka has also said that he's looked at LeBron James as his idol.
Who was your favorite player growing up in the NBA?
LeBron James. I mean, I always looked at him as like my idol, so.
And this article also mentions how LeBron James has a good relationship with Jason Kidd and his assistant coach Jared Dudley that used to be his teammate. But dude, this makes zero sense. I mean, Kyrie Irving trying to unite with LeBron James, I guess if Kyrie Irving wants to leave the Mavericks in free agency and join the Lakers, that makes sense. But for LeBron James to get to Dallas, 1, his contract needs to be bought out, or 2, he'll need to orchestrate a trade. 3, Kyrie Irving and LeBron James both need to take pay cuts, while Luka Doncic is sitting there on a supermax contract, which respectfully, I don't think they're gonna do. It seems like these contracts are a huge source of pride for these players. And even though LeBron James doesn't necessarily need the money, he's always been very much the type to make as much as he possibly could because, well, he's LeBron James and he wants you to know he's worth it. In my head, there's like a negative 3% chance of this all happening. There's so many issues and so many obstacles for this to happen that I think it is one of the strangest things I've ever seen Shams Charania ever tweet. Even if they are able to get it done, it's going to be Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, and Luka Doncic, which, by the way, a 39-year-old LeBron James, by the way. And the rest of the team is quite literally going to be made up of G League players or players on veteran contracts. Bro, we're talking about players like Mike Muscala, Rudy Gay, JaMychal Green, Frank Ntilikina, Juan Toscano-Anderson, Michael Carter-Williams. At that point, is that even a competitive team? You let me know in the comment section down below, because bear in mind, this goes against my team building philosophy. I don't like building a big three and surrounding them with veteran minimum players. You look at the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat, none of those teams operate that way. All of those teams are built off of homegrown talent, depth, and team chemistry. And I love the fact that the NBA is this way now. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.